It's really interesting what's happening with the Camaros. We know there's been constraints, but this is the first time I've seen it this heavily constrained. Guys, welcome to the channel. It's Hot 1 LE, where we're going to shift to chill and go ahead and sit back and get some information about Camaro ordering. This is my favorite homie in the world, Kona. He's going to be joining us. He's the second half of Cody and Kona Productions. But let's go ahead and get this segment going on right now. Now, I'll tell you what the most recent constraints are as of today, and the date's June 25th. So this is going to apply for an entire month, and it might actually go over that. So these are constrained until the end of July, actually July 24th. Chances are this might get pushed back even further. This is just an estimated constraint list. But this is provided by GM. This is information we've gathered through our sources, and it's definitely going to be a little bit interesting. So let's go ahead and hit the ball off. So the ZL1 and the ZL1 1LE are constrained right now. What I mean by constrained is if you put an order in, GM's not going to pick it up. GM's not going to pick it up until they have the parts that they say that they can actually build the car. So with the ZL1, the ZL1 1LE, they actually don't have a date yet of when they plan to start the production of those cars. So if you're just putting an order in right now, it's going to be some time to sit and wait. This is going to be difficult for you. Try to find one in shipping. And as I go through this list, at the end of the list, I'm going to go ahead and tell you what you should do if you have an order in and it's not moving and what the case is, and I'll give you some kind of tips to help find your vehicle. So we're going to go ahead and move down the list. The performance data recorder. Now this was one of the first constrained items, I think, when the cars starting to get built back into production during 2020. The PDR has gone on and off constraint lists, and this performance data recorder where there's a video up top and it gets your performance information as you're driving. Kind of cool, but totally not necessary, at least in my opinion. There's other options out there. But that's back on the constraint list. So if you have a car sitting that is not in this constraint list and has a PDR on it, well, maybe you're going to have to take that off and talk to your dealer and see if you could pull that off for GM to pull that order. So not a huge surprise. I think we all expected that. Now, the 3LT, which is the Sixers, or the 2SS Coupe, is also constrained. This is going to be pushed back until the end of July, production guesstimated time. So we kind of knew the 2SSs have always been in and out of constraints. It takes a lot more chips to do the seats, the seat heaters, the steering wheel heaters, the upgraded stereos, the memory seating. There's a lot more electronics kind of going on in this process, and that's typically why the 2SSs really keep getting constrained. They're more expensive. Of course, GM would love to sell them. People would love to buy them, but that's the truth of it. The 3LT also has a lot of the options of the 2SS, of course, minus the engine and some other things, but it holds a lot of chips in it, so it kind of makes a valid point that these will be constrained. So we talked about in my previous video the new color options would be Radiant Red Tint Coat and Shark Skin Metallic. Can't talk today. Both these colors are under the constraint list and being pushed off until July. This is kind of typical when they release new colors that they're in the constraint list, but right now they're like, no, we don't have any. You gotta wait until here. So that's gonna be a little tricky if you're really looking for one of those colors. The Shark Skin Metallic I think is gonna be a really sweet color, personally, but it's kind of a bummer. Next is kind of one of the bigger punches here, and the Redline edition is constrained. Damn, I like the Redline, honestly. It does have some fender striping. I know for a fact that vinyl has been really tough to get on these cars. Some of these cars will get built, be fully built, and then be waiting for a hood wrap like the 1LEs or the ZLEs. Or if you got stripe options, seems that these are getting harder and taking a long time to actually get put on the car, even though the car is just sitting there waiting. So it's something to consider. If you have a Redline edition, you know, maybe change your trim or just be willing to wait or find something in shipping. And the biggest thing why I'm bringing you here is currently the 1LE package is finally under constraints, and they have none. Now this is kind of expected. The 1LE has a lot of bits from the ZL1, which is as well constrained. So the rear differential, it has other parts that are specific to it, like the upgraded axles. a few other things in there. Obviously, the suspension, the magnetic suspension, but the other vehicles have magnetic suspension as well. The ZL1 differential also has its own electronic unit. So there's going to be, I was actually waiting for the 1LEs to be more constrained sooner. Actually really surprised that these weren't the first constrained vehicles, but apparently it is. So this is the full constraint list for the time being. This can change at any time. It can improve, which is probably what it's not going to do, or it could get worse, which is probably what it's going to do. And even for the market, that's insane. I'm going to give you another tip when you're buying your car. When you know it's coming in, of course, talk with your dealership. If they say some really good information and you could get a pre-approved auto loan through a credit union, typically those loans are only about 30 days before you actually have to sign with them. Then you have to apply for a new one. But try to find a credit union right now. If you live in Orange County, California, there's Orange Coast Credit Union. There's a multitude of credit unions that are around. Just get on Google and search. I think another one that I'm working with is Westcom Credit Union. There's a whole list. Go on Google, just type in credit unions in your area and go ahead and go and see what their financing rates currently are. Some of them are way below what you would think they were. You could still find 2.74, 2.9 on brand new vehicles, and you might be able to find even lower depending on the term rate. Don't assume that your bank is going to be the best one. Shoot out your thing a little bit and see what you can get, because interest rates have been going up. We all know this. We've seen this maybe about a full point almost within the past month, even more, and they just keep rising. So if you're going to be waiting for a car, interest is going to be higher on these cars, and pricing is going to go up anyways. So if I were to wait for my 2023, which goes up 2K, I'll likely have another 1 to 2% interest change on that. Me paying a 3K markup on a new 22, which I'll get now, actually makes sense. It'll probably end up being close to the same, if not a little bit cheaper. And when I really ran those numbers, it came up a little bit cheaper. Sounds crazy. I know prior to COVID, I got an SS1 LE for 40K, and people are like, "Oh, I know a guy that got it for 35K." I don't know how true that is. There's different places. Maybe it was wintertime. I don't know. But I got mine for about 40, 41K. And you can watch my video on how much I paid MSRP for my car. And that was December of 2019 before, the crap hit the fan. And yeah, you could get mark-offs from MSRP. So that's a cool thing. We got Kona waking up here, and he might even want a treat. Maybe. You want a treat, buddy? You want a treat for the viewers? We're going to see if we give him a piece of chicken. Best roasted. He's already eaten though. I don't know if he's going to eat this. Come on. Alright, he's not interested. I'll give you a little piece. No, he's sleeping. He doesn't want anything. But I just wanted to go ahead and give you guys the constraints and a little bit of advice for car purchasing going forward. A lot of these rules apply for any model. I was looking at Golf R's. I found a 2018 with 10,000 miles on it, but they went 41K for this car, which was MSRP for the time. So to me, that didn't make sense, especially for a car that drops value so fast. But overall, I think the best thing for me, at least right now, is stick with a Camaro. I still got a thing for those Challenger Scat Packs, maybe a wide body with a shaker hood, but again, hard to find. Hard to deal with the markups, hard to get it on the lot. There's a lot of things going on right now. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for my Camaro and hope it hurries up and gets here by the next month. But if you guys have questions or comments, or you have like a history of what's going on with your car purchasing and the order status that you're at, go ahead and throw it in the comments and let us know what you're doing. This is going to help everybody else out. Good boy. And help us get a lot more information within the community. Because we can tell you right now, the dealers only get the information that they're seeing. They're not even told very well what's actually going on in the shipping process, because the shippers don't always update their stuff. They just get cars when they said they used to be in Lansing, Michigan. Hey, where are you going to go? The viewers want to see you. The viewers want to see you. He has no idea that the camera's even rolling. Anyways, guys, I hope this helps. Make some good decisions with your next car purchases, or go figure out what you're going to go do. And like, subscribe, comment, all that good juice. I appreciate you guys. I love you. I hope this is just a quick bit for information to keep you guys motivated. Let's do a live session really soon with some other YouTubers and grow out this community with information while we all struggle to get our cars, and let's see what happens with the next one. Peace, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.